Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our third hour. This hour, our guest is our holistic pharmacist, Sherry Torkos, and we think about spring cleaning our homes, our closets, getting rid of stuff, right? Getting rid of all that clutter. But today we're going to talk a little bit about spring cleaning your body. So our pharmacist and author, Sherry Torkos, is here to help us out with advice and strategies that can help us boost our energy, shed some of that winter weight as we head into spring, and optimize our digestion so we are going to look and feel our best. One of her books, the latest book that Sherry has out right now, is an updated version of the Canadian Encyclopedia of Natural Medicine. It is in its second edition, completely updated and revised with the latest research. And I love this book for a number of reasons. It you can look up just about any ailment you have, large or small, and it gives you the symptoms, the do's and don'ts. It tells you, natural remedies, supplements. It will also talk a little bit about medication, obviously, lifestyle choices. It gives you all kinds of information. And like I said, one of my very favorite books that Sherry has put out. And Sherry, good morning, and thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Hi, good morning, Lynn. Thanks so much for having me.
Welcome to spring.
Yes, I know. Spring has sprung here in the Niagara region as well. Yesterday was just an absolutely gorgeous day here.
Yeah, it is beautiful, and with that, we do want to revitalize ourselves a little bit and do a little bit of spring cleaning for ourselves and just feel a little bit better.
Yeah, I think what I'm finding is I'm getting a lot of questions from patients in the pharmacy about, what they can do to maybe give their energy levels a boost, to get their systems back on track. It's very common during the winter months that we pack on a few extra pounds, eating comfort foods or just not getting as much activity. And I think, spring's a time, like, you were talking about in the intro, we clean our houses, we, feel more motivated to get outdoors, be more active, and you might be looking at your midsection and thinking, time to do a little toning and trimming and lose that winter weight and, boost your energy levels and, get things back on track.
So our digestive system really does impact our health in a number of different ways.
Yeah, it really does. What's happening in your gut is really a barometer for what's happening in your overall health. We tend to think only of our gut when something goes wrong. You're constipated, you've got gas, bloating, diarrhea, something's not right with your digestive system, but often people miss that connection between the gut and the brain, for example. If things aren't working properly in your digestive system, that can affect your mood, your ability to think clearly, your memory. It can affect your skin as well. It can cause issues such as breakouts and acne and uneven skin tone. If your digestive system's not working optimally, your immune system can also suffer. And, this is something, again, where I do talk to a lot of people. Maybe they've taken antibiotics for a cold or a flu or like a secondary infection that they've developed. Antibiotics can throw off your digestive system. You can get diarrhea, reduced levels of beneficial bacteria, so your normal microflora can get depleted. That can sometimes cause weeks of gas and diarrhea and upset stomach, thrush, things like that. And when our digestive system, our microflora is being compromised, that affects our immune system. It weakens our defenses, and so you can become more at risk of getting lots of different types of infections, from bacterial to viral to fungal to parasitic infections. So, think of the gut, really, that's the center of your health universe. And things that you do, the foods that you eat, even stress can impact your gut health. There's so many factors that we really need to be aware of because, again, your gut health affects many other aspects of your overall health and wellness.
Let us talk about probiotics, prebiotics, because a lot of people think their probiotic is their yogurt and that's all they need to do. So we should talk about what a probiotic is and a prebiotic is and their importance.
Yeah, because I think, we're hearing a lot. Most people know, they've heard of probiotics and probably due to commercials about yogurt and how it can help with digestion and regularity. Challenge is, though, with yogurt that it's very few yogurts have a reasonable amount of beneficial bacteria. Probiotics are microorganisms that are natural inhabitants of our gastrointestinal tract, and they play a lot of important roles in aiding digestion, improving nutrient absorption. They help to protect us from bad pathogenic bacteria and viruses and parasites and things like that. So they're really important, and we literally have billions of bacteria from mouth to anus, and they have a lot of important functions. Your levels of beneficial bacteria can get disrupted by a number of things. We were talking earlier about how antibiotics, when you take a course of antibiotics, that can cause diarrhea and it can upset your normal flora because the antibiotics not only kill the bad bacteria, but they kill the good bacteria as well. There are other factors, though, that can upset your normal beneficial flora, such as stress, consuming a lot of processed, fast foods. People that have certain gastrointestinal diseases often have depleted levels of beneficial bacteria. So people that have IBS, Crohn's, colitis, celiac disease often have an imbalance and low levels of beneficial microflora. So there are a lot of reasons why supplementing with a probiotic can be very helpful for health. Again, think of probiotics as good for digestive health, for immune system support. There's also evidence they can help with weight management, helping improve skin health as well. Now, when it comes to probiotics, and it's really, there's such a broad category. If you go into a pharmacy or a health food store, you'll see so many different options on the shelf. And I think sometimes there's confusion because people will think, well, I got to look for this really high number or something that gets refrigerated. Maybe that's better than the stuff on the shelf. Mm-hmm. But there have been a lot of advances in probiotic technology now, and so there are strains of probiotics that are stable at room temperature and that you can, take regularly and get these consistent benefits. So one that is fairly new here in Canada that is getting a lot of interest, it's a prebiotic probiotic fiber blend, and this is a powder that you just mix with water or juice, and it's called Regular Girl. And Regular Girl contains a very innovative type of prebiotic fiber derived from guar bean. And guar bean is a preferred type of prebiotic fiber because it doesn't cause the gas and the bloating that sometimes occurs, when you take fiber products.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like to take fiber products for that very reason. They feel worse afterwards.
Yeah, and I hear that all the time in the pharmacy. People will grab, the Metamucil or whatever the product may be, and they're like, oh, it's gritty, it doesn't taste good, and I take it to get regular, but then I've got all this flatulence, and that's, that can be really unpleasant. What's unique about Regular Girl is it contains a type of, again, guar bean fiber. It's a prebiotic fiber that it produces something called these short-chain fatty acids in the gut through this fermentation process, but it does this at a very consistent and slower rate compared to other types of fibers like inulin and other types of fibers that have this fermentation really quickly, and that can cause the bloating and the gas. So the prebiotic fiber in the Regular Girl is very unique in that regard, but also in that fiber powder you get a probiotic, a unique type of lactobacillus, which is beneficial, again, for establishing and building up your defenses in the gut. So Regular Girl is something to look for in health food stores. It'll probably get into certain pharmacies later on, but right now you can get it in health food stores. And Lorna Vanderhaeg, that's part of her line of supplements. So it's, again, called Regular Girl. And you just take a teaspoon a day or a scoop a day. And it's safe for kids, so it can be taken by children. I hear a lot of moms talk to me about children that have constipation, irregularity. This is clear mixing. So if you take a scoop, you mix it in with water or juice, it completely dissolves, so they won't even know what's in there. And it's helpful not just for constipation, but also for diarrhea, for those that suffer with irritable bowel syndrome, which can be really tricky to manage because sometimes you get constipation or diarrhea or both intermittently.
Okay.
So it's a regulating fiber, so that's something to think about, this Regular Girl.
And guys can take it too, I would imagine.
Yeah, guys can take it too. Yeah, guys can take it, and I give it to my son Phoenix, as well. And I love it because you can sneak it into your the husband's drink or the child's drink without them even knowing it's in there. And it's gluten-free, too, which is important for those that have gluten intolerance or celiac disease. Regular Girl is gluten-free. It's also non-GMO, and I know a lot of people are very concerned about consuming genetically modified ingredients. Regular Girl is completely non-GMO.
Very good. Our guest today